Hello, weekend people. This is the first time, let me bring this up. This is the first time that we're up on TikTok as well for me at least. Why? Who sat here yesterday is just what I want to know, because this is way too low. Okay, got a couple of interesting stories to run with you guys today, so if you stay tuned. Hello, TikTokers. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me just fix the table right here. This is what happens when Mariam's not in town. Do you see? But anyway, someone wants to join us on TikTok. You know what? Maybe we'll explore that in the next couple of days. But for now, watch the show. This is the Lovin Daily Show, and my name is Shireen Ahmed. You're here today to join me when we talk about all the top trending stories here in Dubai. But first, I wanted to ask, who's watching? Where are you guys watching from? What's the time where you're watching this from? And have you had your morning coffee yet? It's a Friday over here in Dubai, and it is now 9:43 a.m. So I was also curious to know why you are awake at such an hour. If you are like me and you tend to work on the weekends as well then welcome. Let's have a good Friday. Let's have a good few 10 minutes today. The weather is a little bit warmer than usual, but then again, I can't really tell. Earlier when I was getting out of the car, there was a slight gush of wind, but you know, who knows? Okay, cool. Are we ready to start? I see people on TikTok, by the way. So if you see me, by the way, looking at both screens, that's because I have TikTok on the air and then Instagram on here. But yes, I see a lot of you guys on TikTok. Keep trying to join. Again, we will explore that in the next coming days. Thank you so much for staying tuned though. But yes, to start, this was the talk of the town yesterday. And if you have been on lovindubai.com, then you may have heard of it, all right? There's a show that's looking for single British expats. Obviously, so that they're drafting people for the show. So think of it like a Love Island, or I don't want to say Too Hot to Handle because it's a bit much for Dubai. But yes, a Love Island of sorts that's probably going to be filmed in Dubai, and everybody's been talking about it. Some people were wondering if this was even something that was allowed here, or how is that going to work? What about all the other nationalities who are single? Do they just stay single? And it's all been hilarious, but basically how this came about was people saw an ad or a picture, might I say, that basically says, and let me read it out to you guys: calling all single British expats. Channel 4 needs you for a brand new reality dating show about single life in Dubai. So they're looking for Brits who are between the ages 20 to 30 years old, and they need them to be larger than life, outgoing, you know, all the personality traits that make for a hype reality TV show, right? And they've asked these people to obviously send their details forward to a certain email. And so this really got the town talking. What do you guys think about this? Is this something that you'd be, you know, you'd want to watch? Would you be keen on staying tuned for this? I don't know. I find that there's a formula to these shows that make them so interesting and you can't keep your eyes off of it. I know when I started watching Too Hot to Handle, shout out Aksa, we watched this right when the pandemic started, right, like a month or two last year, and we vowed to just see one episode and see how that turns out, not really give it that much thought. How did we end up watching the entire season that very same night? The entire season. So, I mean, there you go. Again, like I said, you know, they're looking for Brits. If you know someone who's interested, if you're tired of being single in Dubai, I guess. We digress. So yes, if you're British, you're single, you're outgoing, you're 20 to 30 something. Actually, no, the cutoff mark is 30. What if I'm a single 30-year-old? That's so ageist. Anyway, and you want to take part in a reality show, the studio wants you to get in touch. So I guess check that out. Let me know what you guys think of a potential show like this coming to Dubai. I know that when we posted about this on our Instagram as well, a lot of you guys had hilarious comments. I don't even know if I can name some of them, but if you head to our Instagram post and check out the story where we wrote about this, Oh, the suggestions, the location places. I guess some of you guys could already kind of imagine those suggestions, but yes, it's hilarious. Anyway, next up, okay. Actually, before I go on to the next story, I just wanted to, I don't know if Casey and Simran discussed this yesterday, but I heard about the drones that they'll be sending out to basically electric shock the clouds and enhance rainfall here in Dubai. And if you've been watching the Lovin Daily every single day on the weekends, I'm usually gushing and crying about the fact that we need rain. I haven't seen one drop of rain this year. And so hopefully that works out. Like they said, they want to invest in freshwater supplies, and they've even allocated 55 million dirhams into 9 rain enhancement projects. One of which involves the drones and the electrocution of clouds. Odd, but you know what? Electrocution of clouds, I feel like it's not too far off from cloud seeding. Obviously, it's probably a different process, but all in all, the same thing. And we do need a bit of precipitation in this country, so let's hope that works out. In the meantime, I'm planning on seriously making my dreams come true and just heading to Sharjah. Have you guys gone to the rain room there? I really want to go. Question, if you have gone, do you actually get wet? Because the water is all around you, or is that kind of the feature of it? Because I heard some people saying that you do get like little sprinkles, but not really full on. But anyway, it makes for a very interesting photo op. Cool. And to any future filmmakers here in Dubai, or if you know someone that's studying film, someone who just graduated from film, someone who's looking to take part in an interesting project, there is a 1-week internship that's really cool for an international film set here in Dubai. Okay, so obviously if you guys, people who, I know when I graduated from journalism, I wanted to get into the big scene immediately, and that's the great thing about living here in Dubai, is you get to do just that. So where there's a show, right? Actually, there's a movie being directed called Where is Lucy? Okay, and it's just being directed by Selma Azam, and it's starring Dubai-based actress Eva Peterson. I really hope I'm not butchering your names. And the movie is going to be produced by the Miranda Davidson Studios. They're looking for an intern. And if you know Miranda Davidson Studios, they're actually known for their work with the Mission Impossible and Star Trek Beyond filming here in Dubai. How do you get this internship, you may add? Well, they're doing it in a very Gen Z fashion. So, Where is Lucy? We'll be running a TikTok challenge to pick one lucky film enthusiast to win a 1-week internship at the film set. So get this, you get to be a part of an international film set, learn from the greatest of the great, and of course if it's gonna be filmed in Dubai, well, that's just great. You get to go out a bit and feel like you're in the scene, get some bit of normalcy there. So how do you do this? You just have to follow Where is Lucy on TikTok. You guys watching us on TikTok, follow Where is Lucy on TikTok, and on Instagram as well. Stay updated on the rules to enter, and yeah, hopefully that works out for you guys. The internship will take place from March 26 to 30 at the Dubai Parks and Resorts. And you have to be age 16 and above, by the way. So keep that in mind, y'all. We've got this information up on our website if you want to check it out, if you want to send the link to a couple of your friends. Super fun. Remember when, was it a month ago or 2 months ago? I can't remember. But when all the hype was around in Business Bay or downtown, if I'm not mistaken, because we all, some residents kept seeing the filming taking place for an international movie, which we've yet to even confirm. Was it a Shah Rukh Khan film or was it a Tom Cruise film? But we'll find out later. Anyway, yes, so like I said, send this link to any of your friends if you think they're going to be interested. On to our final topic of the day. The IATA Travel Pass app has now been well and truly underway, you guys, okay? Because the first traveler to use it arrived to London's Heathrow Airport successfully. So what this is basically a digital, how do I put this in a simpler term? Basically, it's a digital you know what I mean. I'm at a loss for words right now. It's Friday morning, okay? But basically this puts all your paperwork together in a digitized version to make it easier for you as a traveler and obviously for the government, okay? So they conducted a trial test to the IATA travel app. So passengers on board the Singapore Airlines flight SQ308 use the app to help themselves and the government to manage the travel health credentials required, obviously with the pandemic and everything, and some people still needing to travel here and there or just to make kind of necessary compulsory travels. This just makes it a bit easier to figure out, you know, the health history of a passenger. So yes, that should be very interesting if we see this come to light in the future. Do you guys think this is the way of the future now? Are we all completely going to obliterate the use of passports? Because if you think about it, it makes sense, right? Some people say cryptocurrency will be the currency of the future, so why not digitalized documents as well? I, for one, cannot keep holding on to my printed documents. I fear for my life whenever I don't see them in my site. But yes, Alexandre de Juliac, the director for the IATA and also the CEO, said, and I quote, "The successful implementation of IATA Travel Pass in this trial with Singapore Airlines passengers demonstrates that technology can securely, conveniently, and efficiently help travelers and governments to manage travel health credentials. The significance of this to restarting international aviation cannot be overstated." Imagine if I read that wrong. But yes, so like there are many advantages to obviously using the travel pass. One, obviously for complete ease, everything is there. Everything can just be on your phone, and you can learn about your travel restrictions, the requirements on where you're going. And you can also receive verified test results and a confirmation if you meet all of the travel requirements in the country to which you're planning on visiting, right? So, I mean, that's pretty dainty to me. I don't know about y'all. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on today's Lovin Daily Live. I hope you guys have a blessed Friday. And yes, let us know what your plans are below. I know I myself am still contemplating whether or not to go for dinner after this day, because you know there's a couple of restaurant offers that I've been meaning to try out. But you guys have fun. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. And to those of you who don't know, again, I am hosting the weekend shows, #weekendgang, usually with Mariam. She's not in yet. Hopefully we'll see her next week. But for today and tomorrow, you have me. And then again, on the weekdays, obviously, you have Casey, Simblin, and sometimes Alibaba, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good Friday. Hope you like the hair. Goodbye, guys.